All right, welcome back, guys. We're just going to hop into this best of one in the lower bracket. Is already a little underway. The pistol round went to Beasts, the UK team here with some faces I do recognize. Aaron, Nilzino, and Zed. Definitely have cast them before. And we've got Penta with, looks like Zen will be playing in Tapson's absence. I feel like everything I say with Tapson happens to rhyme, so that's working out well. Also, David P, Mike S, Crystal, and Tassin, the current members of Penta.
Yeah, so it looks like the UK team Beast got off to a good start. They won the pistol round. Looks like they're about to close out round number 2. So there are some guns being saved here. We do see Zen able to save a MAC-10, a Scout still in play from Mike S. So they'll be able to carry it over to the next round, maybe pose some type of threat there. As I had saw an announcement, I think it was on HLTV or something like that a few days ago, that was talking about this team that was supposedly coming together with like Niels being back involved and just trying to put together another UK team. Obviously, we know that the last time UK tried to put together a team that was, easy skins, and that didn't really work out. So I guess this is like another attempt at doing so, as I guess the running joke is, in an A, at least we're not the UK. I don't know. Like, that's been kind of the thing that keeps us afloat, I guess. But we'll see, man. We'll see what this team can do, I guess. Recognize Mole's name as well. I think he used to play like with Steel on some of the UK pugs they used to do in I series.
Alright, sorry about that. Another round for Penta where they're just trying to do what they can. They saved a couple of their guns from their force buy in that second round, but nothing really coming together here. Aaron's been dropped, but he did also find the entry onto the site. Hassim got him with the Deagle. And Nilzino watching that upper tunnels here on Dust 2. That is the map, of course. In case you guys didn't recognize it. I'm sure you've never seen it before. As Crystal and Tassin, looks like they may back off. Tassin's got the armor, which could be worth saving. Even this MP7's not that worthwhile, so Crystal can just go to town and try to kill as much as he possibly can.
Indeed. He will be coming in here on the flank through the B tunnels, looking to see if he can catch anybody exiting. Also have another player here cutting off the door exit. It's going to be the Deagle of Tossin, but he will go down, so that'll give them finally a safe way to leave the site. Now Crystal will just try to slip in here. Mole is keeping an eye on the cross, make sure they don't get some type of ninja diffuse off. But meanwhile, Crystal doing a lot of damage, but he's not going to be able to get a kill before the bomb explodes. But he does hold on to a player in range long enough to get someone else to die, but that AK will still get recycled by Sam. So a couple AKs rolling over here from Beast into the next round as they are up 3-0, but now Penta can afford the full buy. They're going to have the op on Crystal and Fords across the board now, and this is where we'll start to get a little bit of a better picture of what's going on here in this game.
Yeah, so first rifle out now. Mole, does have that op down middle. Crystal, of course, with his, it was initially looking at middle, but has now just fallen back to the A side, and he'll be playing cat with this close aggressive angle. And long control got by Zen and Tassin. Tassin deposited in the pit, and Zen moving back to watch any potential mid to B splits. You got Mike S there at the double doors of middle, and David P's actually playing on the double stack of boxes here by the tunnel exit.
So we are seeing Mike S looking to see if he can spot anybody jumping on top of Xbox, but he's forced to back off of taking a lot of damage to hold the close corner. So they'll rely on Crystal, who's playing kind of that up-close cat angle with the op to see if he can find anything. Meanwhile, Mole did take down Zen, so early man advantage here for Beast, as they will either look to mid B explode or just try to split A. It seems like the A split is what they're looking for.
Alright, Tassin gets one. Where did Crystal actually slide to? He dropped down in the middle as well, yeah. So here's Tassin trying to make the difference over at A, and he can't do it. He goes for another peek, but maybe not able to see so clearly through the Molotovs that had already landed on site. Mold gonna get one through the smoke actually at Cat. So Beasts thus far looking really good.
Yeah, definitely. Just, being able to get that initial pick over at mid, getting an instant 5v4 with that pressure they applied, they kind of forced Crystal to back off of catwork and rotate his op. And right when that happened, they attacked the catwalk. So, like, the main defense that Penta had was forced to move, and Beast capitalized on it. So, a really well-read round by Beast, and they'll reap the benefits. They're going to be up now 4-0, likely Penta on a save, so a great chance to go ahead and get the 5-0 lead. So off to a great start is the team over here from the UK.
I mean, Penta has fallen on pretty hard times.
Oh yeah.
They had that upper bracket match where Tassin was sick. We were pausing the game so he could feel better. In that downtime, Tapson was missing, is still missing.
Well, he's not missing. Like, he's not actually lost, guys. Like, he's
yeah,
just
they
on
didn't
vacation.
kidnap him.
But he's missing for his team, and that certainly hurt. Of course, now as busy as the CSGO schedule is, it's hard to take a break without it having an impact on your team. I mean,
Don't take a break. Dedication. As bomb working its way up long, we've had a man in the pit. That's Neil Zeno with his Mac 10 for a while. Oh, sorry, that's Mole. That makes a lot more sense. There's Neil Zeno with his Mac 10. He'll bring down Zen. He was the top of middle. Finds Crystal, who had also pushed up somewhat aggressively. He might just frag out on this round without even planting the bomb. Spotting a man at middle now is David P. David P's actually been pretty good for this Penta team from what I've seen of him thus far. Someone's knocking on my door, and I'm going to ignore them.
sounds like a good plan. You might have a chance to go check it out real quick, as this round seems like it's going to be shortly over.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do that.
Yeah,
Hashtag professionalism in esports.
Triggered. Mike S. trying to just save an AK here right now inside Terra spawn as Beast go ahead and collect their 5th round. So off to a good start. But, of course, Penta will be back to a full purchase next round. And we'll just have to see if they're going to be able to make a response here. Obviously, the slow start. We talked about how Penta's has had a lot of struggle. I think I actually had a tweet come out from somebody that I'll shout out here. It was, who was it from? It was from Joe Cardali, the Notorious Joe. And they said Penta Sports have used 7 different stand-ins of 4 different nationalities in the last week in all their online games. So yeah, that's a big stat. You know, you're gonna have a hard time putting together the type of results you want when you're having to kind of float around so many different players.
There's a bunch of little kids. They knocked on the wrong door. Idiots.
What were they trying to sell you?
Nothing. They just knocked on the wrong door.
There you go.
All the doors look the same, I guess. What are you gonna do? Double ops, Mike S and Crystal, trying to get something done here. Play a little bit different. That's their adjustment on the side of Penta. Crystal, there you go, on the fallback. Not the cleanest of long control rounds, but they will get out of there with a kill, and Crystal will take the elevator back up into the A site. There's the Zen, the operator, as Tassin remaining at long, now gonna get shot down by Aaron. Even with that, though, Penta remained the man advantage 4 versus 3. Mole trying to do something off the catwalk. Is spotted, will fall back. Yeah,
he tried to play the edge of that smoke on a timing, but he didn't really get a chance to do anything, so he just kind of backs off, and they'll just have to reset here. It's a 3-on-4, it's still winnable. That nade, could it actually just kill Crystal? Yes, it does, so even it back up at a 3-on-3, actually, off the back of that. It looks like they want to kind of start falling back a little bit, but that gap in the smoke, but Mole hits the shot. It looked like Zen was about to line up a nice one with the M4, but Mole has just been on point this game thus far. David P missing his shot on the cross. The bomb will get planted. It's a 2 versus 3. Ops are the 2 guns that are left now for Penta, as Mike S will go ahead and start stepping up to see if he can find anything here. They have a few flashes to work with. But you gotta wonder if they might just back off at some point, try to save these ops if they can't connect shots, but Mike S does hit one.
So, the double laps. Actually gonna go for this retake, too. I mean, defensive habit here, that double lapping, but it might like this retake might work out. They spotted the man at long plat. Someone's just gotta get on the bomb and then just watch it with the other op. Perfectly done, but they don't have a kit. Seems like they still will have it. It's gonna be a pretty close one.
No, maybe not.
Oof. Oh, give me the stats. Come on, Valve.
0.3. Man, that was close. And I was actually kind of questioning that for a second there. Like, why would you pick up the op for the retake in a 2v3? It seems a little bit ill-advised to double op retake there. But, of course, it plays out in the perfect scenario to have double op, which is where the guy who is playing the long bomb plan only has an AK, and you can put 1 op on the top of the platform and 1 down below. And that means that this guy's kind of forced to, like, pick and choose fights with an AK from range against 2 ops that are, you know, spread apart. So, like, literally it just wound up being this perfect, you know, situation to have ops in hand. And it plays out in Penta's favor, and they finally put it around on the board. So, Now 1-5 here, still in favor of B. Still plenty of money to buy after that bomb plant. Even have a lot of reserve money there on Zed with almost 8K after buy. So money's not really an issue for Beast right now. But Penta needs to worry about their money being reset here.
Dude, that would be very, very rough. Having gone down 5 in a row early on, of course, I mean, the pistol and those 2 anti-ecos that Beast survived included in that 5 in a row. So not all rifles, not the most meaningful streak of 5, but room for a couple more, possibly a double eco if Beasts are able to get this. And they've got a lot of that mid control.
This is exactly what you want. You want to be able to push back stairs, get control of this area, and from here you have so many options. You can quickly drop down the mid to B, or you can split A through catwalk. And the thing is, you can create the pressure to force a rotate, and you can just immediately hop in the opposite direction. So it's very dangerous to deal with this. It's one of the harder CT sides to play, as we are going to see an equal trade as Beast did actually jump down onto the CT slope. They grab a kill. They're getting control of the A site. We see Thompson and Crystal just backing off, conceding the site, trying to play for the retake, but they're also getting cleaned up by the long A lurk, which is going to be Aaron, who takes them both out with the AK. So it doesn't get much of a cleaner round win than this.
Peekaboo!
Except for that whole part. That kind of killed it.
I love it. That's like my favorite thing in this game. Popping up over Xbox wall like that. It's so funny. Gets another one too, might guess. Making it somewhat costly. But guess what? The Beasts are winning. They don't really care that much because the T side doesn't cost all that much, does it? As Mike S will be the only man with anything. And I wonder if they'll try to pull a... you got Mike S. They can try to pull the Kenny S, where Mike S takes the op and everyone else forces up around it. Because that'll be risky. There's not a lot of money to go around on Penta.
Exactly. Regardless of what they decide to do this next round, they're pretty much forced to double save. Like, they're not going to have a full rifle round for at least 2 more rounds. So you kind of have to think, maybe we should just go ahead and force up pistols this round around the op and try to make this one work. Because we're definitely not going to have anything to work with next round regardless. So that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to go ahead and surround the pistols. Around the op with all these pistols here. They have some armors out as well. They have a little bit of utility, not a whole lot. And they're going to go 4 people along A, and that's where the attack is coming from. So Mike L's going to be fed a frag. Zen chiming in from 5-7. It's literally just the perfect lineup of tactics in favor of Penta. They just kind of got fortunate there that they stacked the correct side.
Not quite out of it yet. Well, Zen with armor able to throw that AK back over to Tassin. So that's one gun they were able to pick up from that. And here's Mike S. He is making the difference. Able to get one. Aaron going a little too quickly before that smoke is down. He gets killed at the cross. Still, bomb site is taken. Bomb will go down. Money for Beast and potential to survive on the post plant 2v5. That won't be easy. And David P was spotted. He'll back off and wait for his team. No reason to thin out the numbers for free.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You have a way big man advantage here. Looks like Beast want to take control of B tunnels because they need an out. They need something, you know, they don't have to worry about watching. And now Mole close on the door. He gets a kill, not able to slip away. But Niels, he has a 1v3, but got no HP. There's no way he wins this, right?
David P got glocked. Yeah, you would think not.
Yeah, that was just big. I mean, just the fact that the initial interaction happened to be at long A where Penta put 4 of their players with pistols and 1 op, and they won the fights. Insane. So unfortunate for Beast. Because usually, like, taking long A on a force fire round like that is actually a good idea. Like, Yanko did a whole video about this, where it's like, because there's not much utility, if you have to spawn for long A, you get out into open space way better than playing, like, close quarters on, like, you know, like, at the doors or on catwalk or something. And it just so happens that they completely stacked it, though. It's a complete, like, counterattack.
Or one could say a counter-strike. Or one could not say that. Zed. How did I not notice this Steam icon until now? I don't know what it is, but it's kind of cool looking. He's going to work up catwalk. That's pretty much what they've done every single round. They get these 3 on cat and middle. You've got Som in lower B, and you've got Aaron watching over at long. So, I mean, if Penta realizes this, they can actually do a lot to take control of these B tunnels. But they actually push David P through alone, and Som, who was already on like 30 HP, wins out on that trade. Mike Espa moves in, and we'll clean it up. But 4-on-4, always going to favor the terrorists, especially on a map like Dust 2.
Exactly. They're going to continue to put pressure on the catwalk. Crystal kind of spotting the crack through the box with the op, able to watch them swing out. He's able to re-peek with the op and grab a kill, actually. So now it's a 4-on-3. Beast can't even get the bomb into the side. Aaron, though, backstabbing through long, getting a kill, and Crystal misses his shot, but collects it with the pistol, but long enough to let Niels be able to get a trade, but he's still in a tough 1v2. Will he even go for that? No, he's going for the frags. Gets one. Does he know Mike S is up close? I think he might have spotted him. Now there's no denying it.
It's Zeus. Like us has a Zeus. But he will plant behind the box, so no jumping shenanigans gonna come into this. But you look at that third person. You can see Mike S with his ray sending out, just perfectly had that angle as that last player was trying to peek up.
Close round there, but Penta just comes out ahead. Great work from Crystal, kind of initially defending the cat cross with a couple of kills to buy time for the rotate to set in, and Penta, he would have put another one on the board, but actually putting 2 in a row now as well, so kind of avoiding a money reset, so that's good news for them. Beast, though, still enough money to make a force buy here, and there's still enough rebuying going on for Penta that their money is not ideal. So Beast could still maybe punish that. Looks like they want to go for a pretty heavy B hit now.
Well, yeah, mix it up, or perhaps just use that brief tunnel control and then get down to lower and take over mid. And David P is waiting, nearly finding all 3, gets 1 and does a whole lot of damage to the other 2. And Mike missing a shot. That could maybe cost them. Zed and Mole still with AK and Galil. Crystal gonna hop down and watch that B cross.
But Mole has the bomb still waiting at lower B. So
yeah, Mole also has the smokes, which would facilitate the cross here. Zed's going to try to cross and, all right, somehow gets through. Not even a shot taken. Looks like as the nades come in, Penta might have had those nades out, so a little timing lets Zed get in, but it's now Mole left.
Yeah, Mole took way too long to get over there. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, they were really hoping that someone would be way too aggressive and lower, but that did not pan out for the Beasts at all.
As you said, he was the main guy that had the utility to facilitate a bomb plant there, and he just like stuck it out at lower B for too long. I mean, Zed had control of the site for probably a good like 5 to 7 seconds, and like just Mole never moved though. Still enough time for Mole to maybe find a bomb plant if he can sneak up Cat somehow, but Zen wise to it. Probably not gonna let him do that.
How is this happening? Sliding all the way over to the A site. Of course, your man Zen is still here defending, but he could get walked up on. Look at him. He's at the single box. Oh, Mole's going to make noise. No. Not the answer. Should have been sneaky beaky like the whole time. Hard to tell where they're going to be, but you got to expect at least one man to still be on the A site at this level of play.
So there you have it. Penta coming back into the game here. They've won the last 3 rounds in a row, the last 4 of 5, and they finally have Beast on an economy that's not going to yield much of a buy from it. And so that means Penta has a great chance to start tying this thing up here. Can even recycle those SMGs a little bit longer. Smart idea, realizing that Beast won't have much to work with. You can get that money bonus off the SMGs, collect some cash.
Zed with, if he checks this angle, oh my gosh, he's the man! Alright, that's not his fault. He was getting aim punch and secondary point. Impossible to headshot people that are looking away from you in this game. Not strictly true, but sometimes it feels that way. Holy moly, that man was going. That was the fastest peak I've ever seen. Minus, I guess, if you run boost peak that. Which I'm surprised more people don't do. Like, how funny is that? It seems like pretty strong, right? You know someone's opping CT, you just run boost and fly someone out across the catwalk. Pops up on Reddit as a GIF every now and again. I think it's a good idea. Surprised people don't do it.
Now we're back to a full buy here. Penta actually now going to go double op. Crystal and Mike S. All will have his back, and he certainly had an impact really early in this game. Like in the first, I don't know, first like 3 gun rounds we watched, it seemed like he was multi-fragging almost every time, usually up that catwalk, and was really opening up things for his team. But now he's begun to get slowed down a little bit here as we approach the end of this half. Again, we're going to see Beast focusing on A, but not really on Catwalk so much anymore. It seems to be kind of more focused over towards long A for the time being, but we'll see Sam and Zed and Neil maybe meeting up here to try to take some cat control in just a moment. Seems like they want to do some type of really heavy late round long A execute.
Yeah, that could work out. Crystal's, oh sorry, no, that's Tassin here with the AK, and he's even now backed off. Crystal had the aggressive angle up on the ledge, watching down on Catwalk, so that's Zed gone, and that was the secondary part of this A take, right? He was the one to put some pressure on the players in sight, so now it all relies on the long play. Tassin's going back. I'm expecting someone Cat. Still using the utility on Cat. No one's there, and even the long play slows down. They even to back up to a 4-on-4. Beast didn't want to get too ahead of themselves and maybe throw a round away now that they could potentially win 4-on-4.
And now you see them actually creeping over to mid door, so it seems like they might actually turn this into a mid to B now. So it's going to be up to Zen. My guess is alone in B, but Zen does have that boosted spot, which means he could see over any smoke that they may throw in the CT spawn. And if they don't check this, he could easily just pick up frags on people working up the slope. So this could, or not, maybe Tossin can just do it through the smoke, or he's looking over it, probably looking over it. Gets a couple of kills. Now Zen comes down from his spot. He grabs one as well. Now Mole's left all alone with the op in mid. And he will get a kill, but certainly no time to do much else but save this op as best he can over at long A. So another round is going to go to Penta. And they're actually working towards that tie now.
God, I love that 8-bit kit. Everyone should play with music on, because there are some pretty sick music kits now. 6-6 tied up, as you mentioned there, Dust. That's, what, now 5 in a row. 6 of the last 7 rounds as you got into the rifles. And really what made the change was when they got the double op adjustment here on Mike S and Chris. It didn't even really work the first time, because remember, I think Mike had to save one of them. Or maybe that was even a bit earlier than they won on a pistol force-up when the two strats collided.
Right.
But now we're back 6-6 near the end of the first half. It certainly has evened out, and here's Crystal full blind, but with the timing, goes back for another peek, and Mole will take him out. So shot was baited, 4-on-4, and hey, Beast will take that. Good situation for them to find themselves in.
Yeah, certainly, as A is pretty open at this point. It's just Tossin kind of holding long A. Zen's having to float back and forth. So if they can actually kind of figure out the positioning here, it'll be great. And Sam will actually pick up a kill at mid, so now it's even better. It's a 4-on-3. Now they can pretty much choose wherever they want to go, and they should be able to close this out. Sam going to come out mid, force David P to focus on him, which means his players can come through B tunnels into a free B bomb site. Zen does get 1 kill, but now he has to fight against 3 alone, as Tossin's way out of position right now. And so this should be Beast round, unless they just somehow give up this 2v3 retake.
Yeah, let's look at the money here for Penta. Even though they were doing a lot of winning, it was coming at a cost. Sometimes their numbers were quite low in terms of who survived the round. So they might even want to think about saving this, but they're going to go for it. Tassin, 1-on-2, flashing himself in. Worked his way around the smoke, has to win the battle with Zed, and he does. It looks like he knows where this last man is, but Mole starting off the round with a pick and closing it out. 7-6 Beasts.
I mean, that was just a good play by them. They got an initial 4-on-4. Then they also caught a pick at mid. And when they did that, they sent one out mid to kind of force the attention in that area, which kind of just gave up the B-bomb side. So just really good fluid motion there from Beast to kind of realize the importance of the picks that they got and just play off of them effectively as a team. And they're able to finally put a round on the board. It had been a little while, quite a scoring drought from them. I mean, most of their rounds came right there with the beginning of the 5-0 start to the game. But now they have finally picked up another one here. Is finally starting to slow Penta down. Even have Penta on a pretty low buy, despite the fact there was a pretty big winning streak going on for Penta. They really don't have a whole lot of money going into this thing. They only have the op on Mike and op on Toss, and everyone else is just on pistols. So this is looking actually pretty good right now for Beast.
A lot could come on this shot for Mole. Got, who is that actually? That's Zen backing this up. Oh, and the flash is fantastic, and Crystal easily taking down Mole, who was full blind hand over face, and that's an op if they can work their way out to it. Obviously, they're still quite hesitant, as you expect someone to be watching, but we know no one is. Everyone's in the B tunnels, and Sam is actually out middle. That's being watched by Tassin, who has that's a very long range, was that from Tassin? And David P goes completely unnoticed. No one's going to check it now. He's going to get 2 for free. Unless, no, he falls off. Movement not on point, but it still may not matter. And if the information comes in that these guys are actually this low, let's put these ops down. And yeah, Mike S goes right into that 5-7 and an AK picked up here from Crystal as he comes around the corner. And they go in for the retake, both with flashes.
We'll see if they can make this thing work. It's a 2-on-2. They do have appropriate firepower. Mike S able to come in, grab Zed. Bomb is down. Aaron has to try to play 22 as best he can, but Mike S will sniff him out. And so right as Beast went around, Penta comes right back with their own, and now it's tied up 7-all. 20 pretty tight here on the terrorist side. With the bomb plan will help out a little bit. It's the last round of the half, so obviously they'll buy what they can, but it's not going to be a whole lot. Mole's not going to have his op, which is where he seems to have been most effective this game, is when he's been able to have that to open things up. He'll just be on a Tech 9 here. Like most of the team is on Tech 9s. Zagleel on Aaron. They have a B spawn, so I'd assume it's just a B rush.
When in doubt, rush B. Last round of the half with the Tech 9s. And nope, they'll slow it down again and go for the tunnel control, slide out in the middle. And will they go quick from there? It looks like they are. Oh, no.
They were thinking about going quick out mid, but that incendiary kind of deterred
it.
As it fades away, though, I think that's still probably the game plan. You can see Sam setting up a pop flash from the back of mid here to let him get out.
Flash over will not actually blind Mike S as he goes for the headshot angle with the op and will just nearly miss. It was either Zed or Neil, so one of them possibly cheating death right there. As the flashes go up, Catwalk pushing through the smoke would have been very effective if anyone was here.
I feel like Beast has already used a lot of utility, but actually haven't executed anything yet, so that's going to kind of hurt you when you're just on Tech 9s. You got to trust like a few flashes to push something really fast, and now they don't really have much to work with. They, in fact, have only one flash left.
The Penta were smart. I think they realized what Beasts were going to be up to in terms of their weaponry, so everyone played pretty far back and passive. I mean, if anyone was on Cat, I think Beasts, with how much utility they threw into that Cat control, could have just won the round off of it. But now they're running into Crystal, and this man can definitely light up the scoreboard with that op. And here he goes with 2 nice shots. Tassin holding out, and Goose has the crossfire. There's really nothing that Beasts can do right now. Looks like Neil's trying to pick up that AK on Mole, already having that Galil. Deal against Mike S. Mike S will not be denied. Crystal finds his third. Penta come back after what was a really, really rough start to win the half 8-7.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what perspective you're looking at it from. If you're from Penta's perspective, it was a great recovery after a really slow start. But if you're a Beast, you think to yourselves, man, I mean, we opened up really well. We're up 6-1 at one point, and then we only won one more round, you know, out of the last 8 that were played. So, yeah, definitely, like I said, a good recovery from Penta, but also Beast kind of dropping the ball, and they had a nice little lead going there for themselves. And all's pretty even, and on a map that I would say still slightly favors the terrorist side, Penta are actually in a good spot, especially if they can win the pistol round. I would think they would just kind of start walking away with the game at that point. But if Beast can pull out this round, you know, get that, 10-8 start, there's still certainly hope for them, though.
Yeah. Well, either 10-8 or 10-9, depending if Penta gets the bomb down. And it looks like that'll be an Xbox smoke coming out. And a quick explode up Cat, or they're at least trying to feign that they're doing that. Players in B, Zen's going to move forward, jump into 2. You know, actually able to take out 1, so all in all, that's not bad for your T side. Som, knowing the smoke went down, they try to peek and push aggressive on Cat. And actually, because the pick came out of B, they just go straight down to lower, and are now working their way in. Zed has been spotted, got 8 bullets to work with, and, well, all he gets to shoot 1 more before David P lands the headshot. Hole on the cross. Big player in the first half, coming in with a 117 ADR, unable to get anything done before the bomb goes down. 3v4 retake situation for Beasts.
See if they can make it work as Neil's going to be coming and pushing out the window. Does spot Crystal behind the box, but Crystal and Tassin combined for a kill. David P chiming in as well, and now Mole's left all alone here. And Penta, they are going to wrap this thing up in a pretty dominant fashion, only losing 1 player in the process. So comfortable pistol round victory there for them. They can now work on extending their lead a little bit more here for the next couple of rounds.
Yep, great way to start it off. They will go for the force buy on the CT. Zed gonna pick up that scout, try to fight the op. So actually, no, still fighting a scout. What am I saying? An op already. That would be ludicrous. No knives were had. But Zed did take that initial damage, losing that little bout with Crystal.
So Things kind of settling in. Pretty standard dust 2 here, but as Penta step out into B tunnels, they do grab Zed down. Aaron is still here with the 5-7. He will get a kill, but quickly traded. Mole chimes in, though, pretty quickly as well, but in the 3v3, Costin catches that long A flank, and now Penta beginning to win some fights in B. Still, though, a 1v2, but Sam's now kind of left in a bad spot as the bomb's been able to rotate off and start pushing its way up catwalk into the A bomb site, and there's nothing Sam can really do about it.
Yes,
I like this idea, though. If he goes long A, that would have been pretty sick, but he actually decides to go cat late.
Assassin is here. Ooh, 92 HP, though. That still might be enough to survive one headshot. And while the headshot doesn't even come in, a couple shots to the chest take Sam down to 20. Against that scout, though, it should be easy for Crystal to land one. Well, maybe not. Now that the smoke's gone down, things become a bit more dicey, but you can see Sam is dropped. He's like, yeah, I'm on the bomb. I'm defusing. Just kidding. I'm going to peek out from lower and kill you.
Well played.
Really well played.
Oh, yeah.
Sam. That was sick.
That's like actually the perfect way to use the smoke in that scenario, because most people would just think, okay, I'm going to smoke the bomb and try to defuse inside of it, but the way Sam played it was just perfect. You know, really just kind of baiting the scout shots out. Got a clear indication of where he was at and was able to, you know, surprise him. So really well done. I thought Penta had that one. You know, yeah, things got kind of dicey there until the B bomb side, but they were able to back off and get the bomb to A and had a 2v1. But yeah, they kind of split up, gave Sam 2 1v1s, and he won them with his smarts. So well done for Sam, but Penta, you know, definitely not playing that one together like they probably should have.
Smart. Sam's a genius. As he will keep Beasts alive. What was looking like a blowout when we first joined has now come to a very close game. Another back and forth half, potentially. I don't think anything can go as back and forth as that game we just saw on Train, though, between Ents and Torpedo.
Probably not.
The nades to dissuade that cat aggression, backing them off, keeping them in middle. I think they will just try to storm out. Not a lot into this round, just some pistols and no armor on anyone here for Penta. So it's going to be tough.
Trying to hammer into the B-bomb site here.
Oh,
Zed, though,
that
putting
was
a stop
pretty.
to it. Does go down, however. Aaron, though, at the back is going to finish it on for the most part. I mean, Crystal does pick up an M4, but there's really not too much hope to be had at this point. Bomb's way down at B. He's got 3 people to deal with, and he won't even save the M4. So tied up 9-all now. As we are going to likely see a buy coming out, though, for both teams. Now, there's enough money here for Penta to still get something going. No op, of course, but still plenty other guns and utility to put to use here.
Quick smoke for middle. Should just block the doors off. And all AKs actually for Penta. They're going to go very, very fast. A lot of flashes being used on both sides here to try to get that long control. And it hasn't really worked out either way. Yeah. It's like the terrorists are able to move out a little bit more because of the smoke that Mole put down. And I don't know if they saw him crosswork, so I think okay, nice. Neil Zeno comes around at the same time, and very well done. Good teamwork. Applying pressure at the same time, and they both get a kill. And now it's just David P with the bomb. Beast will win out the fight for long.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that you have both the spawns combined. Like, you know, you have Beast going for a long A control, you have Penta that actually has a long A spawn, and they just happen to clash. You know, that can happen when the spawns sync up, and it's just Beast who come out a little bit ahead there. I mean, I thought it was going to be much worse than that, because the flashes for Penta were pretty good. They had the corner players pretty well blind, but Beast was still able to trade evenly at the beginning, and then use their smokes to kind of get a player back into pit and win some more gunfights, and then that was it. You know, and now David Peace is left alone in a 1 versus 3. He should have no business winning, and Beast should be able to go ahead and just go up 10-9 now, and leave their opponent with little money to work with.
David P going to do what he can. At least he had the bomb in hand, and he wants to flash into CT. Will that get him a free kill? It might. He was a little blind himself, but Mole was a lot more blind. Living up to his name. And David P going to slide off up the ramp, try to get into A, but Neil Zeno able to peek off long and shut that down.
See what he did there with the whole Mole blind thing. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little more subtle. Some people may not even have got it.
1 point.
Indeed. Much better than my Big Sean reference from last map. As Penta, pretty much a full save here. They do, at the very end, pick up a couple of P250s and a deagle on the Tossin, as well as him having small armor. Just call it like yellow armor and red armor. That'd be so awesome. Do that.
What are we, Quake?
I know, man.
I mean, best helm. Yeah, no armor there. And even if there was, who knows what would have actually happened. Oh wow, Neil, did he hit jump on accident? Panicked or what? Maybe a kill he should have had. Now that he's a P90, the oh so dangerous P90. Okay, that's taken out. Nice hopping here for Mole again. He's a big player in the first half for Beasts. Yep. And it's Crystal in a rough spot. And all right, I mean, there you go, Penta. You got the pistol, but you failed to do anything after that. You've lost now 4 in a row, and the Beasts back in the lead.
Yeah, I mean, so this has just been like Beasts being able to have good starts to halves, but can they actually close this one out? Last half, they let Penta kind of get back into it, pull out ahead. Now you have Penta back onto a full buy. Mole has been pretty good with the op, though. That's really been kind of the shining, star on Beast so far this game. Has been what he's been able to do, at the beginning of the first half, and what he's done thus far here on the CT side. We are going to see him take it over to long A, so they have control of long. They're going to leave no one there, actually. They all back off. Sam kind of is halfway there, but everyone else begins to back off and focus on mid now. Going to leave Sam in pit. We're going to see what's Penta going to do. I mean, they pretty much just have your typical holding pattern over here at mid with one outside long A and one in tunnels. So there's really no telling just yet, but they're going to try to creep out mid a little bit now at David P. Neil's boosted. I think he is, yes. And they'll check it because they did it themselves. Yeah, so there you go. When you use it, you check it.
There you go. Especially when you got tons of time. There's no reason not to. Such a common spot. Crazy to think they didn't even smoke it. They're going to molly it too, just in case. You're very, very cautious. Penta using everything, knowing that the rifle rounds will be
look at this, though, with Aaron and Zed. They actually pushed through B tunnels, so making sure that's clear. They could actually go backstab here, but Tossin is wise to it. But they do get the bomb down, but he can't really hold it, is the thing. He has to kind of just back off and concede it.
Yeah, Mole. So many smokes going down, and sometimes from that angle you can see over it a little bit, but not this time. He'll back off with Sam at long, and they're going to try to hold on to these guns. But another day, it'll be Penta getting up to 10 rounds. Finally striking back here on their T side. My guess is 21 and 10. Holy crap. Realizing that now.
One kill for every round. Probably not exactly how, but you get my point.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
I mean, that is how that stat works.
Indeed. So, I mean, there's been 2 different points during this game where you thought Beasts were just going to start pulling out ahead, but Penta always able to recover. Keep this one close. Going to be 10 to 11 now. Mole is able to save this op over here at long A.
Second time he's done that full blind.
Not the same luck. Right. So, yeah, still enough money here for Beast to put together some type of buy, and they're going to get some M4s out. One guy will be on a FAMAS, so a little bit less than he wants. An ump out on Niels.
Best gun in the game. Really not. Crystal, hoping for a jump here over the smoke, or maybe for the boost, as people will often do when they smoke the doors themselves. So good that he's checking it, but it's not happening. Mole's actually got his op over at B. Big heavy B defense, playing kind of a 2-1-2 with the cat control. So Beasts are giving up long A, which generally will lead to a retake on A situation.
Yep.
Unless
which is understandable. When you're low on equipment value, you kind of have to take a little bit more risk to kind of ensure you win the round, especially whenever you're working with an SMG like the AMP that Neil's had. And so that's going to be best suited to hold cat. But he actually backs off and is now trying to retake long A control, and he does get 1 kill for his troubles, but Zen trades it right back in his team's favor.
I don't know how he doesn't find that kill. He didn't even get headshot. Like, he had plenty of time. Kill he should have had, but even still, right? You're going back 2 men for late long control. They were outnumbered when they got there, so that was going to be hard to win regardless. And now it's left it in a 4-on-3. Bomb is down in a weird place, though. I'm not sure where, actually, if it's on the platform or below it. It was actually below it, according to the radar. So now that they've got that back up, but as it happens, and the time that took, Crystal, bit of a risk, plants it for long.
Yeah, you also see that player just getting caught there on that little stairwell thing. I mean, that's just kind of a chance spot to play. Maybe they don't check it. Maybe you make a big play, but they did. And so now it's a 3v3 when it could have been a 4-on-3. See if this retake will work. Mole hopping around looking to see if he can spot a player. Goose, he does. He gets that call off to Aaron, who is going to take the kill. But this bomb is planted for long A, and there is an op in Crystal inside the pit. But as smoke goes down, Zen will actually take care of the diffuser first off. And they know Mole hasn't made it into the site just yet. Now he does. And so now we're going to see Crystal start rallying off, but he's aiming too far to the right. Finally, though, connects it there on the last attempt, realizing, hey, my first couple of shots didn't hit. He must be a little bit more to the left, and he gets it right. And so now he ties up the game 11 all in. Beast take a pause, which I assume is tactical at this point. That would be my guess. I don't see anything that would indicate otherwise. No technical issues being called out. So they're going to try to think this one a little bit more and see if they can't come up with the proper response, because they're starting to let PENTA grab this game.
Yeah, I mean, good thing Zen was involved. He hasn't had a great performance throughout the match, but he comes up with a 4K there. Now keeping himself at 14 and 17, and Crystal able to hit that last shot. I mean, really no one having a great match besides Mike S on Penta, and then you got Mole and Aaron doing pretty decent. But really just Mole and Mike S having the big standout performances for their respective teams. And yeah, pause coming out big. Well, who paused? Was it Beasts? I mean, I assume it's got to be tactical at this point, but it doesn't really make much sense because they don't have any money to work with. They could have just huddled up and hid somewhere on the map.
Well, I don't know. I see a lot of teams do this now. Like, they'll take their time out during an eco round. Yeah, exactly. Like, what can we do this round to maybe win it? And then what are we going to do our next gun round? Be kind of the trend. I've always thought it would make more sense to do it right before a gun round too, but maybe you're trying to think of some way to win it with a little bit of a force.
I mean, it's not even, they're not even in position. I could understand, like, if you have, you know, 3K or like 3.5K and you're going to buy down to 2 with max bonus and then have a rifle round where you want to talk about your force and also into the next rifle. But when you really have nothing, and they will actually buy up quite a bit, and their bonus is not that big.
One of those things too, man, where just like depending on the mental state of your team, you might just want to take a timeout just to like clear everyone's head. You know what I mean?
That's
true. In which case it may not sync up at all with some type of buy.
Oh, Zed was really blind, and his nade was way too late as a result. He goes down for free. David P with 2 entries, still hopping around, pulls out the Glock, gets a third! Mike S pushing in, adding the extra pressure, finds 2. Yeah, Glocks. And 12-11.
Whatever they talked about there didn't really come to fruition in a positive way, but now they will be able to get their full purchase here. M4's across the board, but Mole will not have the op, and again, that has been kind of his trademark gun this game, where he's had the best impact. So, see if he can do something here with the M4 instead. Also pretty low utility here. Meanwhile, David P, he's going to be able to get out in the corner with the op, looking for the cross, which is about to happen. Saw him about to flash Niels over here. They also have a player at blue bin now as well, though, who might be able to spot Niels crossing in the pit. Doesn't decide to take a look, however, so it'll be kind of a stalemate at long A for now.
Does Neil know that Mike got to the blue bin? It looks like he does, and you can even spot their feet sometimes from pit, even though it's not really worth shooting at. And nope, he's got no idea. Mike S takes him down for free. Forced to turn from that flash. Another one will go out. Mike S, is he going to peek off of this? Oh, wow. Might have had that kill if he just kept the gun out. Smokes and Mollies to take the control of the corner. Sam, though, pushing past, crossing over to the pit. Mole also here. And they're like, where did Mike go? Mike S, the magician, hoping that door would open.
Oh, this is going to be so bad because A side's taken. Mike can really just shot someone here. But no, he gets caught by Mole. Not going to happen. And now they have a 4v3 retake opportunity here. Again, PENTA's spreading out so much, though. Look at Zen.
I don't know if they needed to commit that hard at long. Like, just keep on fighting them at the corner, because A was being taken that whole time, but instead they kind of pushed out, got into kind of dangerous positions and went down. But now it's all on Zen, pushing through the smoke. These guys are low. No utility on anyone and no kits here either, but he loses out the first battle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of surprised, like, how Penta played that post when they played so spread out. I don't get it. Like, Zen just went off on a solo mission on his own and left Hassan to defend basically against 4 people by himself for at least 5 or 6 seconds, and it caused Hassan to pretty much die without being able to get any kills. So that was, I think, just a really ill-advised way to play post plan from Penta, to be honest, man. They just weren't on the same page.
Good thing that bomb timer's 5 seconds longer now. We've seen, even just in this tournament, we've seen so many no-kit diffuses that went down to 0.3 seconds or even at the lowest 0.05 seconds on those full 10-second diffuses, which obviously would not even be close back on that old bomb timer. So that, I think, making a bit of a difference.
Right. We're going to see it 12-12. Penta looking to take a little bit of mid control here. They've already pushed Hassan and Mike S outside the doors to peek into CT spawn. No one is actually there. It's up to Aaron and Zed to kind of defend this, because even the op on Crystal is just not... Excuse me, I took it the wrong way. Mole actually does have the op in CT spawn. Never mind, he actually dropped down from Catwalk right in time.
Peace. That was a brutal looking one.
And just the timing of that, like, I thought that they were going to be able to kind of punish middle because there was really no one even in like an A rotation position just yet. But Mole actually does drop down right in the nick of time to, you know, put a stop to any type of mid push. And in fact, gets 2 kills, so that makes a world of difference in this round.
Spotted. Oh, what? Through the post? I don't know. I mean, you can't hit a... Maybe just an arm shot, I guess, is what that was. Only 80 damage to Mike S, and he'll take down Mole. Mole, though, did his job. He got 2 kills. He got him into a 4 versus 3. David P now in a tight spot. He's got to check something. Will he realize that Neil is over there? And Neil, I don't know if he was spotted on the cross, and they're all making noise now, so that's going to resolve itself pretty soon. And okay, it's David P that actually gets it. Aaron goes down, and Penta, wow, all right, good job. Fighting back in what was a 3 versus 5. Now have a 3-on-2 post plant situation. Evens up there as Zed gets a headshot into CT spawn.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much Zed can really hope for as far as winning. He's just trying to have to save, but David P's going to catch him on the cross, and so no weapons will be saved. And Penta will actually take a lead here, 13-12, and Beast Money getting reset here. Not going to have anything to work with. They're almost kind of forced to save here and just try to play for the next round. But that means that you're not going to be able to really... Well, no, they're going to force up. Okay. Guess you got to hope for the best, because if this doesn't work out, Penta just waltzes in the map point, and probably a victory at that point.
Look at Mole saying, "You should have died, Michael." Calling him out by his full first name. And now Beasts in an interesting position. Lots of different guns across the board. Can maybe still be dangerous. Penta more than likely going to take this one very slow. Zen, only with a Tech 9, might just be that recon player, try to find out where everyone's at. Not really too big of a deal if he goes down.
We'll see if Mole can do something here. He's got that 5-7 up close. He's just waiting to see if someone's going to push the doors, which we have seen David P and company do on several occasions. I guess included in that. Not going to do it this time, though. They're going to try to make their way up cat. Only Sam going to be here with a deagle to defend against this. So he's going to have to come up really massive with this pistol. Aaron beginning to rotate, though, as well. So he'll also be in position to help out with the P250 here a little bit. But there's going to be some hard shots to hit. But Sam lands his. But now the rotation's in. Beasts are on the A ramp now with these pistols, but they are falling.
I mean, Sam started it off with the 1-1 dig. Saw him reloading that magazine. Well, got the one, and that's going to be it. Neil Zeno will strike back a little bit. Just going to let everyone know I'm a little upset. So Penta 14-12 now.
So with that Beast, I mean, what are they going to do? Keep forcing? I mean, you're kind of put yourself in that trap last round. I mean, they are not going to go super heavy. They don't get, like, armor, and they don't really get a lot of utility. So it seems like they're still giving themselves, like, a proper chance to play for OT in the next round with, like, a decent buy. But we'll have to see how it plays out here as Penta just, you know, opening up standard again. Nothing real crazy.
Gonna be a tough one for Beasts. most likely saving for the tie. I mean, they got the nade. They put Neilzino this time in that spot with the 5-7, but with no armor. He shoots the door. Terrorists. Ooh, wow, bit of a strike here, pinching in on middle. Sam's able to get a gun in all that chaos. Finds 1 kill with the pistol, 2 with the AK. Maybe even both with the AK, not quite sure. That all happened so fast. A lot of guns and nades down in middle. Unfortunately, no other teammates left for Sam, and they can't pick them up. I mean, they got a lot more done than you would have thought, given their economic situation going into that round, but it's still not enough. Penta get out to match point. Some of them are poor, but they'll drop, and of course, if Penta wins this, it's over.
Yeah, it's over for Beast completely. They'll be eliminated pretty early in the tournament as well, so their chances of getting invited to a bracket is going to be pretty slim. We're going to see Penta go ahead and op up heavy just to get that initial mid-cross, and I'm sure they'll pick up rifles afterwards. As the bullets ring out, they do take Aaron down with a leg shot, or through the door, whichever. It's down to 27 HP for him. Now they actually hold on to these triple ops for quite longer than I thought. I actually don't like, you know, go pick up rifles on these guys. Might be a bit excessive to keep a third op. We'll see.
Oh, Mole gonna sit tight here at catwalk and the stairs, not really having any support. And of course, Aaron already pretty low, playing in the B site. Might be where they want to go, but Zed actually getting in front of that smoke. Nicely done, catching Crystal off guard. And it's David P. He can make the difference working out middle. They've been so good at clearing behind that box. Will they do it again? And it looks like they won't. David P. will just back off, though, so they're not putting themselves in any danger. Trying to spread out that Beast's defense as it's come into a 4 versus 4.
We are going to see Penta staging up now at catwalk here, as it's starting to get to that point where they have to kind of make a decision on what they want to do. And it seems like an A split is going to be the choice. Sam going to have to make a big play here with the M4 as this rotates really far off. It's just Niels and pit area. Aaron is still quite far away, so he has to kind of make a decision here. Does he want to go for it or wait it out for the retake? Looks like he does want to step out and see if he can't put up a defense. He will get all the way over to the A ramp here. David P, though, from Goose will get the kill. Aaron low on HP with Zed rotating through CT spawn, but getting spotted. And it looks like Penta's about to put this one away. And there it is. 16-12 for Penta.
Yeah, nice little comeback story for them in the first half. And even the second one started out pretty rough. So they were, I guess, somewhat slow to adapt or just get situated in both halves. But finally, they were able to get it done. So that means Beast will be out of the tournament. Penta to move on. And, you know, who knows? It's just the continual game of what stand-in is Penta going to bring to the table. So keep on watching. And, you know, UK scene, just keep on hoping that one day
don't stop believing.
One of your teams will make it. We're pretty much in the same boat, NA scene and UK scene. Our boat's a little bigger, a little better. People on it are a little fatter. We got hamburgers, but other than that, we're in the same waters.
So with that said, we are taking a look at the upper bracket here really quick. For looks like Ents and CG will be in the upper bracket finals. I believe that'll be next week, and winner of that will get a guaranteed spot for the first bracket for Pro League. So just wanted to kind of give you a heads up on that. Also, the lower bracket's kind of working its way through as well. Of course, we just watched the UK team there, Beast, get eliminated as Penta is going to move on one step further. And we are going to be done with EU for the day, but we will be back in about 3 hours where we will be doing some NA matches. So definitely go ahead and bookmark this page to catch more action later on this evening. And of course, we will be on break for a couple of days, so we'll be back on either Sunday or Monday, also doing some more placement stuff as well. So this is your new home for all of the CEVO Gfinity Pro League coverage. Right now we're in placement, but the Pro League will kick things off, I believe, at the end of next week. So definitely going to be coming at you soon with some of that. So definitely go ahead and bookmark the page, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks a lot.
Woo!